Was this conversation worth having?
You know, there's glass in my bed.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Luke and Lewis. We are loving it.
What do you mean there's glass in your bed? You can't just... That's one of the best cold openers of all time.
Why? Okay, why is there still glass in your bed? Firstly, because it's almost nighttime. I assume that's happened ages ago. Secondly, how does that happen in the first place?
My friends and I a few weeks ago was smashing shit and I just never changed my sheets and glass got in my bed sheets.
Hang on, so you slept in them?
I've slept in them every night for 4 weeks.
Wait, there's been glass in your bed for 4 weeks.
Did you know it was in there? I'd assume you didn't know.
No, I knew. Yeah, I was well aware.
Okay.
Every night I'm picking out glass in my living.
So let's just put the glass aside for a second. You haven't changed your sheets for 4 weeks.
I'm moving, bro.
You didn't know you were moving 4 months ago.
My lease ended 2 months ago. I've just been ready.
That's not ready. You should clean your shit before you move.
In lockdown last year, I reckon Meg and I went way more than a month one time without changing them.
Yeah,
like,
I can understand.
There was one time where I was like to Meg, I was like, do you remember the last time we changed the sheets? And we both just went, no. And isn't that feral? And that's kind of why I'm just professionally homeless now, because it's very expensive staying in hotels every night, but you don't have to do anything. You can just like leave the place.
Yeah.
Every day.
You really get out of the habit of doing any kind of housework, like vacuuming, ads done, dishes done, you know. That doesn't
I just
get
throw
done
my
at all.
shit into a suitcase. This has been my life for the last 2 months. Just throw shit into a suitcase. I'm like, next, not my problem. And I walk
You know
away.
what? I want to know from the listeners, like, what's the grossest thing you've accidentally done because of lockdown? You know, like not changing sheets for 4 weeks. That's up there. What have you gone? Oh fuck! I haven't done that for a month.
Jeez, if someone says shower, I'll be disappointed.
I didn't shower for like 5 days accidentally once.
That's not accidental. At day 2, you should be able to smell yourself. At what point is your nose just letting you down there?
Well, we've already established this. My nose doesn't work. You know, yesterday
You can't even smell yourself.
Well, obviously not. Yesterday in the morning, my girlfriend goes, "Oh, can you clean up the cat shit? It smells." And I'm like, there's no shit in there. She goes, "Can you check?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll check." And I went to sniff. Couldn't smell anything. I left the house for an hour. Apparently, it was just full of shit. I couldn't smell it. My nose literally doesn't work. Maybe I've got COVID.
That's crazy. You have like the health problems of like a Jackass member. Like you have the same nose problems. It seems like
I've been thinking about this. I'm more like a pug. Like my nose doesn't work. My face is so squashed up to the back, I can't breathe. I'm more of a pug than anything.
Yeah, right.
I'm like a greyhound with a pug's head.
Yeah, you're just like this inbred thing that shouldn't really exist.
Well, look, I wouldn't say inbred, although
you are. Well, speaking of inbred, tomorrow you guys are heading to Tasmania. What a segue!
Yeah, what a segue, guys. Look, this might come as a surprise to you, but I am, and Keelan, and the new person I've hired, we've had enough of lockdown. One day I just cracked it, and I went, we're moving to Tasmania. I've signed a 6-month lease because I have no faith in the government at all. I don't think this will be done until December, January. And on Monday, which is tomorrow for us, I am moving to Tassie. So by the time this comes out, Keelan and I are on the Spirit of Tasmania right now. And we are moving to Tasmania.
So actually, just to be clear, this episode is out late because we went to Tasmania, because I have no time to edit it. So that's why. And also we have no electricity until Wednesday.
Yeah. This is how short notice this is, Luke. We're going to get to Tassie in Tuesday morning and electricity will not be connected to the house until Wednesday afternoon.
That's lit. See, now could you please edit in all your complaints? I'm assuming there's a few complaints already. Yeah. Can you edit them and say, sorry, I didn't realize you guys were on a boat. Just say that.
Yeah.
If you could just edit it to that, that'd be great. And I've been fucking busy as well. We're recording this because the only time we all were free was at 9:30 p.m. on a Sunday night.
It's on a Sunday.
Very epic. Very cool.
And this is why we're moving. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm going to Hobart. It's gonna be great. I'm excited to leave the house. I'm really excited to do my job, and I can't wait to see the inside of a building that isn't mine. You know, like how cool will that be?
Isn't that crazy how grim Melbourne and Sydney is at the moment? That you going to another house and being locked in it for 14 days is fresh. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's I'm so happy. Like I read the news today about lockdown being extended indefinitely, and it made me smile. I feel sorry for everyone who's stuck. You know, but
very selfish. You're like, I have got myself out of here personally, and I'm leaving my girlfriend and my son behind.
Yep, that's right. See you later.
So this is real, by the way. Yeah. So Lewis is moving to Tasmania. I'm currently in the Gold Coast. By the way, I'm doing shows here. I've added an extra Gold Coast show, extra Sunny Coast show, which is tomorrow night. I don't know when this is coming out. And Brisbane on the weekend, doing 3 500-seaters. So please come on down. There's still some tickets left to a couple of them. So it's going to be huge. I'd love to see you there. And then after that, I'm coming to Adelaide, but then Hobart, Launceston to do shows. But then I'll actually be staying.
Yeah.
In Hobart for a little bit. And then I might go to Perth because the grand final might be in Perth. And I think the D's are going to make it. So I've booked a flight out from Hobart 3 days before the grand final.
Awesome.
In the hopes that Melbourne make it and in the hopes that I can get a ticket.
You know what, bro? Watch that flight get turned into credits when you have to cancel it because they moved the grand final to Tassie.
Dude, I will turn that flight into credits in a fucking heartbeat.
Absolutely.
But I'm not sure. I think it will be in Perth AFL grand final because Tassie doesn't have a stadium big enough. Like there's a 60,000 seat one in Perth.
Yeah.
Tassie does have a stadium, but I'm pretty sure it's actually at the university.
My son was watching the footy today, and they were playing in Tasmania, and it looked like the local footy oval. Like
it's called the University of Tasmania ground.
Yeah, they had seats, and they had so few people in Tassie that they couldn't fill all of the seats, but also the seats didn't like surround the ground either. It was like a block here and then a block on the opposite end, and they were both half full. And there's no restrictions either, so it's not like they couldn't go. It was just like, I don't really want to watch that, and they don't have enough people.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so I guess it's funny that we don't intentionally do this on the show, but thus enters a new era of the show. There was the Warehouse era, then the Frankston era, and then the new Misfits era. Complex, which
will be resumed. We're not leaving there. We're leaving the studio temporarily.
And there's been some Zoom errors in between that.
Don't forget about the road trip era.
There was the road trip era on the regional tour. It got very horny. We don't like to talk about it.
The horny era.
And then now it is the Tasmanian era, which I don't think we ever predicted.
No, I never in my life would I think that I would be excited about moving to Tasmania. Yeah. You know?
I posted that I'm coming to do shows there, and the only comment on my post so far is, "I'm so sorry that you have to go there," just by someone who's not from there, probably in a lockdown.
Yeah, I know. It's I'm stoked. I think it's going to be a great era of the show. Keelan and I, we're already talking. We've been texting all week. We're going to train right at. I got a place specifically near a really good pool, an indoor pool, and we're going to train like every day, and we're going to try and make the state swim team for Tassie.
I'm gonna go.
You won't be able to compete because because you're residents there now.
Yeah, I'm a resident. I'm Tasmanian. You're a bloody mainlander. You wouldn't get it.
I'm gonna go to the local swim team, and I'm gonna sign up for the most expensive. I looked at their schedule today. Actually, it's like twice a day plus a dryland session every day of the week. See you at the Commonwealth Games, Lewis.
Are you gonna do any?
Hang on, 3 times a week.
3 times a day. Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Are you going to do any work?
Yeah, I'm paying for you to come to work for me, not to fucking become a Commonwealth Olympian.
Hang on, I've got the
That's not what it's called, a Commonwealth Olympian.
Oh. Every fucking episode I demonstrate my lack of sports knowledge.
It's just every time you talk about sport. The other week you were like, you're like Usain Bolt but wet. And now you're saying Commonwealth Olympian. Oh, you see, my friend who's a friend of the show. You've raced him before in the past, Lewis. Jared Clifford. He's been all over the news. He ran in the Paralympics this week. He ran in the 5,000 meters in the T12, T13, which is like visually impaired category. He got a silver medal, which was unbelievable. And then I reckon this tops it off. It may be on par with the medal. He got a shout out from Daddy Dan on Facebook, dude.
Yeah, he
Dan
did.
Andrews did a post specifically about him during, let's be honest, the time where he can be posting about other stuff.
Jeez, it's looking grim for like, great job to him. That's amazing. And it's an incredible achievement. We're very proud of him, but that really does say how bad things are going in Victoria, where Daniel Andrews is like, oh fuck, I need like one good thing, anything, and he's and he had to go there.
Little nugget. He's like, all right, we've got a silver. Fuck yeah. But no, he's running again this week, and he's also doing the marathon. He's going to do 3 events.
That's
because
crazy.
He accidentally qualified. Remember, I think we spoke about this. He accidentally ran the world record in the marathon for his category. Yeah. And now he's just qualified for the games because
I mean, he's so fast. He only just beat me in our race, but like for him to come second in the Paralympics is incredible.
And how much of a head start? Did you have, from memory, you had 200 meters head start in a 400-meter race.
Yeah. And he only just beat me. So, you know, like that's me on dry land.
And I think at the time he was 17.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So, you know, good luck to Jared. He's probably getting a bit old now. I'll probably come back for the rematch and smash him.
Probably. I mean, maybe I reckon you should try and take him on in the pool next time. He won't be able to see shit, even with goggles on, dude.
Yeah. So right. Can you get goggles that help you see, like glasses?
There'd be a visually impaired category in swimming for sure.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of people running into the lanes, you'd think. But like, I think they just look at the line, right? There's a line on the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, I think so. Man, the Paralympics must be so hard to decide the categories. Because I watched a Paralympics race, right? Where like there was a guy that had no legs versus a guy that had one. And it's like, I don't know if they should be in the same category. Or there was also, I've seen like somewhere like someone's missing an arm and they don't need that arm. And it's like, come on, put them in the Olympics.
I mean, the arm does help with balance a lot. If you were lopsided, you'd be struggling to run or whatever you're doing.
That's true. Know,
I said something so dumb the other day.
Really?
I was like, yeah, what a shock. It's the first time it's ever happened. So I'll tell you about it. I was watching Jared's medal ceremony and the podium was just flat. Like there was no level tiers. And I was like, sitting like, why the fuck have they got a flat podium? Well, everyone's a bloody winner now, are they? No one's a gold medal. I'm start going off. And then I'm on the phone to my brother and he just goes, it's because people are on wheelchairs, man.
You know what they should have? They should have massive wheelchair-sized podiums that you get in the area, and then they go.
That's what I said. Hydraulic podiums. You get on it, and then it lifts you above the others because everything's a competition, and it's important.
If 1-3 cabs can do it, why can't the Paralympics?
That's true. Yeah, but it's very cool. I think I like the Paralympics more than the actual Olympics because you turn on the TV and it's something you've never seen before every time. It's like, holy shit. And it makes you feel like shit about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, I was making an excuse that day. I was like, oh, I'm pretty tired. And then I watched, some bloke just like shoot a 3-point in a basketball in a wheelchair with one arm. And I was like, all right, I could probably just do some work maybe.
I've never watched the wheelchair basketball. No, you know what confuses me? Wheelchair tennis. How the fuck are you fast enough in a wheelchair to get from one end of the court to the other?
I don't know. Have you seen him play? They're good. Dylan Alcott, he's really good. We met him.
That's so crazy.
At the radio station once.
Yeah, he's the guy on ANZ Bank now.
Yeah, it was great. We have this incredible story. I don't know if we're supposed to tell it, but oh well.
Probably not.
But we will. When we were interviewing Peking Duck for that brief celebrity interview, he was there. Yeah. And he was like, look, he's in a wheelchair, so he'd had a few beers and I think
he was absolutely legless.
He's a bit of a lightweight. Yeah, he was. He was a bit of a lightweight. Yeah. And he starts going, interview me. I'm fucking famous.
And at this time, we had no idea who he was. He was just a really loud guy.
Yeah, and we're just like, what? Like, why is this guy in a wheelchair screaming at us that he's famous?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we found out who he was. Yeah, we absolutely should have interviewed him. He was correct.
We dropped the ball.
Like, he was just like, you're missing out on a great interview here. And we were stupidly missed out on it. And I was just like, it's funny. I've never met him since. And now whenever I see him, like, he's always like the ambassador for everything, flying the flag, like at the opening ceremony and stuff. He's always the guy holding the torch. I always just think of him spinning around doing wheelies going, fucking interview me, boys.
Yeah.
Absolute king. He's great.
You guys hear about this? Toyota suspended the use of autonomous vehicles at the Paralympics after it hit a visually impaired athlete.
Like a Tesla or something. Is that what you mean by autonomous vehicles?
Yeah, well, I think it's like to carry people around, like a little bus. Just
right, but why the fuck is that autonomous?
It is someone.
That's so lazy. It's just like pay someone to drive the bus. What's Japan doing? Japan thinks they're like more futuristic than they are.
They really do, huh? It's like, calm down, Japan. You've got a couple of the things. You're not there yet.
You know what it is? They peaked too early. They invented Pokemon in like the 90s, which was futuristic as hell, that concept.
Yeah.
And then since they've like, yes, they've come a long way. You know, you go to, I've never been, but I've seen Tokyo Drift, so I understand the culture, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
And there's a lot of neon. So I think because of that, they go, all right, well, that means we can just like don't have to drive anymore. But you do, clearly, because you're running over people in wheelchairs. So I did a show in Rockhampton during the week. Now,
the infamous Rockhampton.
Yes.
More of a battleground than a theater, that place.
It's become a war zone since Frenchie, I guess, started off. He was like, I guess, World War One. It was the Turn It Up incident, which went a bit viral. Friend of the show, however, rival podcast.
Oldest comedian in
oldest
history.
Comedian in the world. I think this story takes place in like 2000 BC, but from the hieroglyphics that were shown online from the events, you can see a guy threw a bottle at him at Rockhampton. And I guess then Rockhampton became known as this place where comedians get attacked. Yeah. And then it happened to Alex Williamson on his last tour. Some guy walked up on stage and punched him in the face.
Slightly less unprovoked.
Oh, yeah. That one was just a fight. That one was just a justified reaction to some pretty heinous things Alex was saying.
Yeah.
Right. But still, it's one of those things where even if you were saying heinous things in Melbourne, I reckon the person would cry before they got up and hit you.
Yeah. See, the stuff Alex was saying, I would say in Melbourne. I wouldn't say anywhere near Rockhampton. Like the whole Queensland, I wouldn't say any of that, you know?
No. They would just like, they would probably tweet about you before they punched you in the face in Melbourne.
Yeah.
But so then I went there and the venue had heard about this. And obviously, because I do online stuff and we're obviously associated with Alex and Frenchie, I rocked up to the venue and they had like 3 security guards there. Yeah. And they were like, I was like, oh, like, you guys are going to watch the show? And they're like, yeah, like, you know, there's been a few incidents at some other venues. So we just, you know, we don't want to end up in the news, essentially.
Yeah, because you know what? It's a bit of an indictment on the venue that after the first fight, whatever, you have one fight.
It wasn't at the same venue, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Different venue.
Oh,
they were just, this venue was like taking precautions because they didn't want to end up like the other venue.
That makes sense.
But it's funny, like they were like talking to me about for the show, like the guys like, and a lot of security guards on this trip have been like, mate, is there any trouble? Like, you talk to me, I'm your guy, I'll fuck them up. Like, and the security guards here are hungry for it. Like they kind of want it to happen in a way, but like, it's very weird. And I was like, oh, dude, that's not really my vibe. I kind of just like talk about calm. Like that's kind of my thing. I don't really get that aggressive. Like, and then I was thinking it wouldn't be an issue at all. And then like 2 minutes into the Rockhampton show, this guy just starts like mumbling, just like, and he's already heckled like my opener, Sammy. So I go on stage just going off at him. Like the first thing I said.
That's the worst when they fuck the opener's set. And
because
then
it makes me angry.
Ready for war.
It makes me angry backstage. Like, and Sammy's like, he's like 18. So, you know, he was not like,
you can you know, at 18, if someone heckled me, I would be like, oh, I guess I'm not funny then.
Yeah, like I think the first time he kind of told him to like get fucked or whatever, and there was a bit of banter. But then after a while, Sammy just chose the thing. It was kind of smart, I guess, to just move on and ignore him. But he was still
also
kind of
hard when it's not your show.
Oh yeah, I did. There was times
well.
he was like, came off. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Blah blah. I'm like, dude, you handled that great. I used to open for Lewis and like destroy someone, like, and just call them and like just call them the worst things I've ever heard before. And then they would just kill the vibe of the room, and then I'd be like, all right, guys, welcome to the stage, Lewis Spears. There was a couple times on that tour where Lewis just walked out and had to apologize for me.
Sorry about this, man. I don't know him. I don't know who he is. I don't know how they let him on stage.
I was like, mate, trust me, I've done some worse things. I was like, you handled that great. But yeah, this guy was just like so weird. He was African American, right?
Yeah.
This guy from Rockhampton.
Really?
I think
he's American.
Huh?
He's from America.
He actually was American. Yeah. Yeah, he actually was.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
What
in
the
Rockhampton.
fuck is he in Rockhampton?
That, mate, I don't know. I think he was lost, right? And gets this weird point. So I'm doing this bit where some girls walked out and got in an elevator and gone down the elevator. And I assume she's coming back. I thought maybe the toilet's downstairs and she didn't want to walk down the stairs. So anyway, the elevator closes. Like, oh, where are you going? She's like, I'm just going downstairs. I'll be back. So then I go to the crowd. I'm like, all right. When she comes back, we're all just going to stand up, look at her, and just clap when she comes in, right? And I'm organizing this bit with the crowd. I was like, this will be a funny payoff. And I was like, oh, does anyone have any suggestions? And this guy who's been belligerently heckling me drunk, saying just heinous, weird shit throughout the show, then goes, what about we like Hail Hitler?
Nah. What about we don't?
And I was like, hey, man, let's not do that. I was like going, oh, maybe we could like salute her or whatever. You know, that would be quite funny. Just like you walk, your elevator opens.
At least he's fitting in with the Rockhampton culture, you know, like he's trying.
Dude, the thing is, like, out of all people.
Yeah, it's very hard when someone like when you're a white guy and then a black guy says something that's racist. You're like,
it puts
what
you
do
in
I do?
The strangest position, because I'm like, I've already slammed him so many times at this point. The crowd's kind of getting over it, you know, those situations, and I'm just like, dude. Anyway, then the girl comes back in, everyone starts clapping. I look over at the guy. I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't clapping. Put it that way.
So he just decided to go with his
I don't
idea.
know. I don't think he did, but I also don't think I don't want to say he did in case he did, you know, because it was dark and, but he wasn't clapping. Anyway, man, it's good to be back in Queensland.
You know, that reminds me of a bit I saw Neil Colhoun do once. He used to do this bit where if someone would leave the room, like fucking with people who leave the room is always great. But I saw him do this bit that was so funny where a girl goes to the bathroom and he goes, all right, now when this girl gets back, I'm going to like say the end of the sentence like I've just been going on this really racist rant. And then I want you guys to all cheer and agree with me. So she thinks she's missed like something really fucked. And then he's doing his comedy, and then afterwards she comes back, and then he goes, and then at the end he goes, and that's why I'm very serious here. I don't think Asian people should be in this country. And then everyone's just like, yes, and like starts clapping and cheering, and the woman is like, what the fuck did I just miss?
Is that Neil?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's good. Like some of the shows that they get it like a bad rap, I think, like those places. Here's the thing. I said to the audience, I was like, they were kind of being like, you know, like rude and a bit weird. It's just particularly Rockhampton. It was a bit of a strange show. It was fun, but it was a bit strange. Probably the weirdest one I've done all tour. Yeah. And they were like, at one point, maybe it was in Bundaberg or like one of the two. They all blend together now. Someone just like blatantly like called me disabled or something like that. And I just like stopped the show and I go, you guys all wonder, like you always complain, oh, well, no one fucking comes to Rockhampton. No one goes to Bundaberg's bullshit. Yeah. Like you fucking wonder why. Because whenever people come here, they either get assaulted or get called disabled. Yeah. Like it's it doesn't make me want to rush
better than getting
back.
Assaulted while disabled.
Yeah, that's true. Which, you know, the autonomous fucking people in Japan getting fucking run over.
That is very Japanese, isn't it?
But yeah, no, it was just so funny to me that like, often these people on Facebook go, you never come here. And then you come there and it's like, well, you didn't really treat me with like the level of respect that I guess I would not even deserve, just like would expect anyone to treat me with because I'm a human being.
So the tour is going well then?
Yeah, it's going great. Having a really good time. No, every other show has been phenomenal. That one was just strange. It was like had some amazing moments in it. And then other times I was just like, what is going on? Like I just feel like I wasn't ready for that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's not my vibe. My vibe isn't to deal with like bogans. I don't get many. I get uni students and stuff. So I just like, what? And they tried to put me up on a maths joke. Like I do this joke about rounding between 4 months. I say it's closer to, if you've heard the joke, it's talking about cum. It's 4 months is closer to cum than the first year, the nearest home number of a baby. And he's like, incorrect. And I was like,
but he was wrong.
He was absolutely wrong. And I then had to explain how rounding works.
Yeah.
Like on stage in front of like 150 people. And then he started arguing. And then it was very evident that not only did he not understand maths, he also didn't understand like human reproductive systems. Like he didn't understand how babies were made. Like it was bizarre. Like it was really strange. But anyway, man, LukeKidget.com, get yourself a ticket.
Oh, get tickets to my shows as well. It looks like I won't have to cancel my whole tour anymore now that I'm in Tassie. That was another big reason why we're moving, because I'll be able to fly from Tassie to anywhere else. Because if I'm in Victoria, you got to do 2 weeks quarantine and stuff. But if I'm in Hobart, it should be fine. Unless we bring it there, which is a possibility, I was complaining about my lack of smell.
Yeah. You think you're a pug, you just have a COVID.
Me and Jazz are convinced that we both got COVID way at the start. I really think that we got it.
That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
I don't think you did. I think you were just sick.
Nah, because
no one else got it. I hung out with you.
No, we were. I got really apart.
Sick. That's when I got really, really sick. Oh.
Yeah, and me and Luke weren't really together, but I think potentially we got OG COVID. Because I talked to I'm Alex in UK who definitely got it and about symptoms and stuff, and it was all the same.
Maybe. I mean, I just think you would have spread it to more people and stuff. Maybe you were patient 0 here. Who knows?
Potentially.
When did you get it? Like March?
Yeah, it was when it was in the country, but no one really knew how much or how deep it was. And I was doing shows at the time.
Like during the festival?
Nah, I can't remember when it was.
It was just after the regional tour. I remember you talking to me about this.
Yeah, and I did like a bunch of shows at like the lounge and stuff. I think I got it.
Oh well, that's good, man. Oh, I'm glad. Well, it's good now. That means you next. Oh, it doesn't really matter because there's new variants and stuff.
Yeah, new variant, bro. That's all. I got OG COVID. That's old news.
I
got that Delta.
I managed to book in my vaccine in Hobart.
That's good.
When I'm there, hell yeah, it's so easy to get it there.
Yeah,
but everywhere else you can't get it. There's a wait list.
I tried to book in Melbourne. Couldn't get anything until November. So that's all. That's first dose, right? So that means the second won't be till like December, I think. So when they go 80%, I'm like, all right, good luck, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough woeing. It's time to talk about balls. How are your balls, fellas?
Oh, sorry, you said enough, woeing.
I said enough, man. That's it. Stop.
My balls are smooth.
You know what speaking of balls, I think we need to really talk about this. Have you seen Rory Lowe's latest Instagram? I
was about to bring it up. If there is any man in the world who could use our code sound off, to get the Manscaped lawnmower 4.0 with all the equipment that comes with it. It comes with the ball turner, the ball deodorant, you bloody name it, it's in there, right? If anyone could use that, it is our good friend Rory Lowe. He uploaded a naked picture of himself on a motorbike today. Yeah. With what will be forever known as one of just the biggest lies I've ever seen in a caption. Yeah. Yeah. He said waxed, waxed, and back on track. Now, this man is absolutely not waxed. If you zoom in to just above his leg, now keep in mind, he's got quite a large leg, so this should cover all of his privates well and truly, properly, right? But you zoom in, he has more hair on his nuts than he does on his head.
it's quite obvious. This man needs some manscaping. Can everyone please comment code sound off on Rory's post? It's ridiculous.
My favorite comments under the Rory's post are Billy Darcy, second runner-up for guest of the year last year. People may know him. Commented, "I can see your pubes, mate. Yeah? Question mark." I love how not clever that is. Just really going in there and pointing out the obvious. Rory then commented, "I've lost 200 followers since I posted this." So get on that Manscaped, mate. All right.
I mean, Rory, that post is so classic, like your mate who works out for 2 weeks. Like Rory has been doing push-ups and a few bicep curls with his little home dumbbell set for 2 weeks, and he's already on the back of a motorbike naked posting rig pics.
Yep. He had to edit it. He originally edited the caption and said, "Okay, I get it. Your boy got bush still." That's how bad the comment section was.
And that's what happens if you don't have the new Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. Guys, go to manscaped.com/soundoff and get your razor. It's the best shit in the world. We all use it, and we're all smooth ass.
Yep, and we appreciate Manscaped.
Support the brands who support the show. Manscaped.com/soundoff. Use that link. There is now no code. It's /soundoff. And get yourself a razor.
Now, Lewis, apparently, I don't really know all the details. There is an update to the FriendlyJordies v. John Bellario situation.
Yes, John Bellario.
Is that not how you say his name? I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
I think I said the name wrong.
Yeah.
And
I believe it's pronounced Braz.
Braz, okay.
John Barilaro.
Barilaro, that's it.
Yeah.
It really shows you how invested I am in this song.
So quick recap. One of Jordan's employees, Christo, his house was raided by the Fixated Persons Unit, who are an anti-terrorism unit. They're basically the people who are supposed to stop lone wolf actors from harming politicians or committing terrorism, right?
I realized I called him Bellario because of like the Mario meme. In my head now, it's just like merged and he's Mario.
I know. Jordan does great work, doesn't he?
I know.
So Christo, who's basically, FriendlyJordies Keelan, gets raided by the Fixated Persons Unit. And everyone suspected that John Barilaro just sicked that unit on them, which would be a very bad use of his power as a politician to call specific police units on citizens, right? Very scary thing. So John Barilaro, after this, in an interview with Sky News, a journalist actually directly asked him that question and said, "Did you send the Fixated Persons Unit after FriendlyJordies and his team?" John Barilaro says no, unequivocally says no, absolutely not. And he says, and that question is an indictment on your journalism. Like basically goes, "I absolutely did not do that. And you're a bad journalist for even asking the question." Anyway, fast forward a couple of weeks after that interview.
Why would asking, let's be honest, that question? That's a good question.
Yes.
That's actually good journalism, trying to get to the bottom of the actual issue.
And also, if you did not call the unit on him,
then you have
a great question to answer, because you're fine, right? If that's not a bad question, if you go no and it's true, that makes you look great and makes Jordan look bad, right? Because then if that was true, the unit acted of their own devices. So a few weeks from that interview go by, Jordan puts out a video including evidence of the police statement that John Barilaro sent to the police and to the Fixated Persons Unit specifically about him. So he absolutely on record sent the Fixated Persons Unit after FriendlyJordies and his team.
Which is a bit of an indictment on his political character.
That would have been a great burn if you didn't stumble there.
Yes, but mate, I don't do political burns. So I have tried to fuck them up just so I remain Australia's least political comedian.
Yeah. So I think that's a real scary bombshell to come out. But I think it's great that it's come out, because I think that it just shows that how dirty the guy is, that he would, contact the police, and specifically it's an anti-terrorism force, send them after, let's be honest, a fucking YouTuber right? Who's saying things that you don't like, mean things you don't like,
A
but then
YouTuber's
also
employee.
to lie about it. Yeah, YouTuber's employee. The guy probably makes $2 a day, you know,
which is
if the
double
wages
what
are similar.
Keelan makes.
Yeah, so that's heaps of money. So, you know, leave him alone. But yeah, I think it's scary that he would do that, but then even worse that he would like outwardly lie about
what
it.
confuses
It's very
me
suspicious.
is, like, New South Wales are fucked, right? And he's the deputy premier. So he's correct me if I'm wrong. He's second in charge to Gladys, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Why is he pursuing this? Like, fix your state.
I think it's just because that's the type of dude he
so
seems
petty.
to be. He seems to be just in it for himself. Like a lot of the things he does and a lot of the moves he makes. Like the dude, if I was a guy like that who had that much money and property and investments, like the dude's like a multi-millionaire. Why the fuck would you want to be a politician if not for your own gain? Like, just check out, dude, enjoy your money. But, you know, I think like some people get into politics for people, others get into it for power. And it seems pretty obvious why this guy's in politics to me. Yeah,
that whole New South Wales government, what's going on?
They seem so like, on one hand, just doing nothing, but then in other areas, they're so militant, like with what they're doing and where they're spending police resources and stuff. It seems, I don't know what that government's doing. I do like though, like they've gone, guys, we need to live with COVID and we're going to be at the forefront of designing the plan of how the country can live with COVID, which is a fancy way of going, guys, we fucked up big time.
Yeah.
And we're giving up.
That's like just rewording your failure.
Yeah, it is, which is all politics is. It's like, guys, we worked out the best way to repackage us fucking up. We're moving forward.
Moving forward, because if you look back, you will realize that we fucked up pretty hard.
Yeah, look in that
Very
direction, the future, because we have no involvement in the future yet because it hasn't happened. Don't look in the past because makes us look bad.
Yeah, but even like she's wrecked herself from the start anyway. Like some of the things she said early on hasn't aged well. Like remember she said like it's not like we're at 1,000 cases a day, and then like give it like 8 weeks, and everyone's like, oh, hey Gladys, remember you said that?
Really,
like,
the sound bites are not being kind to Gladys. Like I don't know, if you're a politician, just never say never. You know, I mean, we'll never have lockdowns. We'll definitely do this.
Like ours is not the same scale or the same thing because we don't really talk about anything serious on here.
Yeah.
But like it is, part of me does sympathize, not with her, I think she's an idiot, but does sympathize with people who are constantly on record. And so many times I'll get DMs like, March 13th, 2017 on the Triple M Modern Digital Show, you said this.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3 years, you said the opposite thing. You're a hypocrite. Fuck you. Like, we'll get shit like that all the time where people are just like, so you changed your opinion? And I was like, yeah, dude, people change. I don't know what to tell you. So part of me does sympathize the fact that she's literally on record every day and has people scrutinizing her. She's obviously going to say the wrong thing sometimes.
Absolutely. But like, I mean, right now, people are frantically scrolling through the backlog of Luke and Lewis episodes, finding clips of me trashing Tassie.
Oh, 100%. Oh, I called them inbred on stage last night. Like, and not really ashamed of it because I'm probably just going to do the joke there. Like, that's the thing. I have a joke about Rockhampton in my show. I did it in Rockhampton. They didn't love it, but I was like, you know who fucking did love it, Rockhampton? Everyone else. And they didn't laugh, and I just moved on, and it was pretty epic.
One of those. Every show has to have one just for you.
It shows that I'm not two-faced. Like, I'm not just gonna like change it or not do it because you know, like I'll still do the joke I've been doing about Tasmania in the show.
Oh, you have to, like, because people check. Like, I remember after one of the biggest shows I'd ever done in Brisbane, I said, like, man, Brisbane is my favorite place to do comedy, and I don't say that anywhere else. And then I did a show in a different state. It might have been like Melbourne or Sydney. And then there were a bunch of comments after the show that after I posted a photo, checking, did he say Sydney was his favorite place to do comedy? And all these people said, no, why?
Yeah.
And then
whenever I go to
just
Sydney,
checking.
I just say your city sucks and your roads are horrific. Good night. And then I just walk.
And they go,
Like,
he's got a point.
Doesn't mean I don't like the people there. I'm just like,
No.
yeah, it's a bad city, but I still like going there because the shows are fun. And Perth is, I say Perth, you're my favorite city because that's true.
Yeah.
Like Perth is my favorite city in the country, right? Gold Coast, I say this is like, it's kind of like the home away from home for me just because I spend so much time here and I'm a piece of shit like them, you know? And Brisbane, I agree, is still the best place to do stand-up, which is this weekend, so I can't wait.
Awesome.
And also Newcastle kind of rips as well.
Newcastle is like
so good.
Weirdly good.
Yeah.
All right. We have one more thing just before we wrap up the episode, Luke. I want to pull up this video that Keelan uploaded recently of just the type of behavior him and his friends get up to. These are his Frankston friends, right? So bear that in mind. Your mic's off, Keelan.
Just going to show the unedited version of the clip.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and by the way, this was recorded
in the brief and no lockdown period that we've had. So what was that? 6 years ago, something like that.
It's funny to me that like Keelan will take like 3 weeks to turn around footage of him just being a garbage human. He's like, "Oh, pretty busy, I've got a lot of stuff on."
I'll show you.
He's planning a training regimen for the Commonwealth Olympics.
So this is my friend Sean.
I'm Sean Longstaff, and this is Mac Jousting.
And he's really living up to his name there, isn't he?
Longstaff. Yeah. We were going through a jackass phase a couple of months ago. So everything was good.
I mean, that's a phase you should have gone through at 15. That's not a 20s phase. That's a 15-year-old phase. I went through it. We all went through it at 15. Yeah.
We destroyed fucking everything I own. There's like a bit in the video. I didn't include the whole section, but I just go into my cupboard up there and just grab all my glasses and just start smashing them.
So this is why we're moving to Tassie, because we fucking lost it.
It's so funny to me that like, you smashed all your shit. So then like when Lewis was like, "Do you want to move to Tasmania?" You probably looked around your apartment and you were like, "Well, there's nothing for me here anymore because I fucking broke it all."
Yeah, the place we've got is furnished, which is a big plus for Keelan because all his furniture's destroyed.
Yeah, Lewis put in the group chat the other night, he's like, "Oh, if you guys want to bring your own plates and cutlery, that's all good. Like it might be useful." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I will bring them because otherwise they're going in the dumpster."
Along with the VHS tapes. How is the dumpster? Because it looks like in your stories you filled up like the communal apartment dumpster with VHS tapes. So how's the rest of the building dealing with that?
I think it's all right. I went today to just dump in my dump another box of VHSs out. I had like a whole nother box in my car, and as I'm like pouring them in, I'm like looking at all the other stuff that I'd forgotten I'd thrown out.
Yeah, I
was like shocked. I was like, why are these people throwing these things out?
Right.
Well,
so
like you're the opposite. Like you as a person are the opposite of recycling. Like
hey, at least I put them in the recycling bin.
Yeah, but like I guess it's not that bad because like you technically did recycle things that otherwise would have been binned.
No, he didn't. He just delayed their transition period from object to landfill. He just really delayed it.
You made those VHSs go into a weird limbo period.
A suspended sentence.
Useful and garbage, and they just sat in your apartment waiting for the end. You really put them on death row for about 2 months.
Okay, here's the dumpster in your building.
So that's just the Mac. You see, I threw the Mac out.
Yeah.
Hang on. Is that the Mac that used to be at Lewis's house?
That's what I thought. No, it's not. Because otherwise Keelan wouldn't be on this call.
Can you imagine?
Whose Mac's that?
The work computer? That's mine.
Hang on. I'm not sure my computer is in the studio. That might have been the fucking work computer.
Since when have you had a MacBook?
I've had one for years. And
I never know
I bought one years and years ago from an old high school.
Right.
Now look, Keelan, I just want to really just clarify something when we go to Tassie. I just want to make clear, and I think it's good that Luke's here as well to make this clear. We are moving to Tasmania for the benefit of all of the things that we're doing for our jobs.
Yep.
Right? Because it seems like you're moving to Tasmania to become an athlete. Just at first glance.
Oh, no, not even that. That's 50%. It also seems like he's created an environment in his apartment where he has nowhere else to go. So
there will be no computer jousting in the Hobart house.
It was, think about the options that he had. Yeah. Being in a lockdown, sleeping in glass, or not.
I don't know. Hey, why am I paying the rent for this building? You live in glass. You should be paying
doing him
me
a favor.
Should I bring? I was going to ask you, but I know what your answer is.
No.
I was thinking of bringing my VCR.
No, thank you.
And then like going around to op shops in Tassie and buying tapes. What do you think?
Don't relapse.
Absolutely not.
Why?
You're relapsing.
For you, that's why. Not for me. I don't care. They'll be in your room. As long as I don't stay in your room, it won't affect me.
I was thinking a communal area.
No way.
No way. Absolutely not. The only place I found is like barely big enough for 3 people and my film stuff. If I see a single VHS tape, it's going in the toilet.
You know what's good, Lewis?
I had this big box. Do you remember this? You went with me to pick up this big box of VHSs, and I never took it in my apartment today. Never took it inside my apartment until today.
Yeah.
And I was looking at these tapes, and I thought, how funny would it be if I just went around? There's like 100 tapes to like a bunch of different houses and just put them in the mailbox
as a parting gift on the way out of the building.
No, I mean
now that I'm a fan of.
No, just like in the neighborhood,
in the suburbs.
Oh yeah.
And just then, like, just this VHS bandit just leaving VHSs.
I mean, now people know who did it. Like, it would have been good if you didn't tell anyone.
What a strange crime to move interstate for, you know? To go on the run.
Just dumping landfill in people's letterboxes. Yeah, you know what I'm thrilled about, Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going to be just visiting. I'm staying elsewhere. Meg and I are getting an Airbnb, and I'm gonna dip in and out of Tassie as it goes along. I'm probably gonna move to Perth. I'll be honest.
I can't wait to text you when Perth goes into lockdown and go told you, and then just a photo of me on the Tassie beach enjoying the wind
in the cold. I'd rather be on a balcony in lockdown than enjoying the wind. That's never even been said before. Enjoying the wind. What are you talking about?
I like the call. It's a big sell for me. You were saying move to Perth, and I was like, nah, I don't want to deal with Perth in December.
Dude, Meg was listening to one of our Zoom calls about it the other day. We were planning where we were going, like where the fuck we're gonna bail to. You almost got it. You sucked her, and you're like, I just want to go to a place that is close to the beach. Like where we can just chill. It's relaxed. And Meg looked up and she went, oh, yes, we've convinced him. We've turned him round. And then you just go, that's like super cold. And then Meg just goes, oh, what the fuck?
I don't want to deal with Perth in December, man.
Dude, Tassie in October is just going to be rain city. It's going to be, Dude, I might be in a lockdown. I packed
so many jackets. I packed 3 pairs of long johns, my thermals. It's over.
Oh my God.
I looked at my long johns. I thought I'm going to get some use out of these.
I was miserable that I had to stay there for 2 weeks, to do the show. I was like, oh.
You know who's really excited, Luke? Greeley.
Yeah, because he finally has someone to hang out with in Tasmania.
Literally. He goes, man, what date do you get out of quarantine? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, tell me the date. I'm setting aside a day. I'm going to show you the state.
The state?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Does he even have a license?
No.
So you guys walk.
Yeah, we're going to go on a big walk.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, anyway, we're coming to Tassie. I'm doing my live show there. We may try and figure out some other stuff while we're down there. We're not sure. But Luke...
Are you drinking another cruiser, Keelan?
Yeah, I've had 3 this episode. I've got to get through them. I'm moving out. I move out tomorrow morning.
I didn't know you were having beers. I've got a bunch of Great Northerns that I racked from the Rockhampton venue that I haven't drank
you
yet.
missed this before you were here. Keelan said, I haven't packed yet. I'm going to be up all night packing because I have to move out of all I have to take, Luke, is clothes and my work gear. Keelan is literally moving out of his apartment and he's starting that off with 3 cruises. So,
and you haven't even started it. All you've done is smash your glasses and dump your VHSs.
There's going to be more glass in the bed tonight.
That's awesome. Well, I look forward to hearing. Hang on, so you have to get everything out by the end of the night?
No, I'm just I'm leaving it all for my mum to clean up afterwards.
Oh, gee, nice.
So he could, but he's not.
Yeah, great.
Because he's had 3 cruises.
Well, yeah, I'm in a pickle. I have to move out of my place.
Really? You look like you're in a house.
Oh, no, it's a big pickle. It's just an Airbnb. It's a fucking pickle on the Gold Coast.
A massive pickle.
Yeah, I'm in it. And here's why is because I also have to move out in December of my place because our lease is out and we were going to move out anyway.
Yeah.
But now I'm not going to be there in December, but all my shit's at my house. I'm currently just paying for the most expensive storage facility of all time. I've been paying rent for months, have not touched foot in the house.
Yeah, I'm going to be paying 2 rents, guys.
Dude, I've been paying
Patreon.
Been paying 2 rents since May.
You have been paying 4 rents because you've been staying in Airbnbs.
Yeah, literally. I've been paying. Oh, I've been away since May, pretty much on and off.
Yeah.
So or whatever. It's fucked, guys. Support us on Patreon. Okay.
Yeah. Please help.
Yeah. So the COVID is bleeding us dry.
Man, I did the math of like, all right, 2 rents, hiring a full-time employee, moving, this, that. And I'm like, fuck. I think it's cheaper than staying here and not being able to work.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God.
Because I called the COVID hotline and they're like, media is not online media. So I'm like, all right, we're going to Tassie. Anyway, guys, I think that's the end of the episode. So thanks for listening. Support us on Patreon. I think we're going to try and do a special bonus episode of the podcast while on the Spirit of Tasmania. So stay tuned for that. That'll be up for a couple of days.
While it's taking off.
All right, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you next week. And behalf of us, we'll be in Tasmania. The Tasmanian episodes won't start for 2 weeks because I don't get there for 2 weeks because they're going to do quarantine. So therefore, I won't be able to be in the same room as Killen or still for two more weeks. But you know what? It means there's an end date of Zoom coming.
Yes, this is good. We're going to enter the Tassie era of the show. If you have suggestions, we've got about 2 weeks until the Tassie era starts. If you have suggestions of what we can do, because we'll be in person and we'll be in Tasmania and we'll have cars, we can do whatever we want other than leave Tasmania, which we may want to do 2 days after arriving. But thank you. Goodbye. I'll talk to you in a couple of days.
Bye.
From West Games.